So there is in front of you some feet bones connected to some leg bones connected to some hip bones connected to some backbones, some backbones connected to about a half a rib cage, which is connected to a shoulder and most of an arm. It's still going at you. So yeah, like the security guys. I don't think there even is a security guy, right? Like,
It's a pretty shitty motel, right?
It's a shitty motel, right? There is an old lady looking Xeno sitting at the desk. She's smoking like 4 cigarettes at once, just out of this like big multi-gilled mouth.
Oh.
And she and she's wearing like she's got what is clearly like a beehive wig, because her species don't have any kind of like they're not a mammalian species. And yeah, she looks
always
up and she's like,
watching.
Yeah, and she's like, "Do you need a room?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "I only got a couple left. What can I do for you, love?"
I think I would probably seem like I was in a very minor degree of distress and be telling her a story about looking for someone who I think is around, and if I could possibly have a look at any security cameras that are in the area.
She's like,
Would
"You lost your boyfriend. We see a lot of that around here. See a lot of scumbag boyfriends, husbands, and the like."
He's definitely scum.
So here's the thing.
Story gaming.
Oh no.
Do you know what's in? Do you know what is do you know what else is in that forest? Over there. It's not like Lola is watching you. Lola is watching the fire and the speech, and over there in the forest, just outside, just an inch outside the circle, like lying there,
It's that
is a
doll.
woolen-haired doll.
It's that doll. I can watch them and get the doll. I can watch them and just get the doll really quickly. It's just over there. And yeah, Lola's busy. And Mito is busy.
As you
So
walk
I
towards
think
it,
I should get the doll.
as you walk towards it, the wolves back into the forest, so that they can until you can't see them anymore, and it's just the doll there.
Pick up the doll.
When you touch
you see
the
this
doll,
shit,
roll
God?
plus weird.
Do you see what I am burdened with?
Well, yes, I do.
Sorry, Ash, what'd you say?
When you touch the
Sorry,
doll,
sir.
roll plus weird.
No.
Yes. I love weird. Yes. Yes. Yes,
Nothing
I'm great
but
at
good
weird.
Things are going to happen. Oh, actually, nothing but good things are going to happen.
On a
I'm
10
great at
plus,
weird.
you fight
Weird
off
kid.
its intrusion.
Yay!
For a moment, you hear the doll speaking to you. It's you hold it in your hands and you look into its eyes, and its faceless, and its mouthless face, and you hear its voice talking to you about how you should be friends. You should really just be friends, and you can tell it anything. You can tell it anything. You can be friends forever. You can be, and you shut it out.
That's horrifying. You actually scared the shit out of me just then. Look at this ghost hand. Oh my god. That was so terrifying. I was not expecting it. I don't know why. Right. Okay. So I just like shake it.
Yeah.
I just like sort of like go, and I just like shake it until it
Bad
stops
dog.
making the noise.
So yeah, Heartfist goes into the elevator with 2 of the kobolds, and 1 stays behind.
Cool.
The elevator, so Heartfist, you get into the elevator, and they press I think they pull a lever, and it just like drops, and you're free falling.
Oh, whoa.
And then it slowly and then as it gets to a certain place, it slows down so that you end up going wah, and falling onto the ground. And then
Nice.
there's this horrible clanking sound as as the doors open, and yeah, there's this the doors of the elevator open onto this like magical underground grove in like a cave. It's got like a big pool and like trees and like some
It's like the
elves.
spirit oasis from season 1 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've got you.
Yeah,
I've got a mental image of it now.
Except like you can smell Mountain Dew like really strongly as well.
Like
as well
Mountain
as,
Dew, like literally the drink, the soft drink,
Yeah,
or like dew from a mountain,
no,
or both.
no, the actual soft drink.
Yeah, cool. Is that what the water is made of?
That's why it's yellow.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And then you're like, wait a minute.
That's why it's yellow.
These are all like,
It's fine.
Look, all unicorns have diabetes.
Unicorn to be covered in Cheeto dust.
All unicorns have diabetes. Everyone knows that.
I mean,
it's like a
there's-
Well,
common.
Yeah.
their blood is sugar, isn't it? I'm sure they're fine. They don't have diabetes.
So yeah, there's this like pool of Mountain Dew, and then like a whole bunch of trees, which you now recognize because they're like fir trees. You're like, oh wait, there's a fake trees from like a Christmas display.
Amazing.
Yeah, right.
And like
Yeah, I've
all of
seen
the-
those trees in a like
Yeah.
Christmas display
all of
outside a
them are-
department store.
All of the things
Oh,
in here are like
gosh.
stolen from like department store displays to make this like magical, and like the elves are like Christmas decorations as well.
Yeah, and I
then
think
it's just
Heartfist just turns. Oh, sorry.
I'll finish. There's and then you just see like a couple of like dark piles or lumps around the place, and you hear this like low growling whinny
Oh
sound.
my god. Unicorns are fucked up.
Unicorns have to poo, Mel, like everyone else.
What do you?
And apparently they pee Mountain Dew or something.
No, that's for it to drink.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's better.
It's a diabetic unicorn.
It's gonna be so hopped up on caffeine.
Thing.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
they have to just consume sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think Heartfist just like turns to the mother kobold next to her
Champsy.
with this like wide-eyed, like childlike look of wonder on her face, and she just says, "It's beautiful."
Yeah, and Champsy, which is the mum, is like, yes, we've worked very hard. Give it good home.
So I now have to I gotta pull back. Let's like imaginary flashback in the television show version of this.
Oh, fun.
What exactly did Alavander say about the? Did he want the whole? Did he need the horn?
No.
Did he like?
He needs an organic unicorn horn.
Okay, cool, easy. Does he need the whole thing?
He needs the whole
Whole horn?
Yes.
Like, yeah, does he need the whole horn? Can I just snap a bit off the end? Like, what's the situation here?
No, because the horn will degrade very quickly if it doesn't have its root,
Ooh.
like a tooth.
Gross.
Gotta take the whole head.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah.
If you pull it out and like have the root attached, that will still be okay.
What if I dip it in a thing of Mountain Dew, like with flowers? Does that help it stay fresh for longer?
I don't know.
You're not a unicorn expert. That's okay. Neither am I.
That's some magic shit.
We'll work this out together, Ash. We got this.
We'll make it
So
up together.
I turn to see the unicorn.
Yeah. So there's this. So yeah.
How big is it? It's like a pony. Is it like a Clydesdale? Is it like what are we looking at? Here?
No, it's like it's a bit bigger than a pony. I'm imagining it being about the size of like a lion. It's bright white.
So it's tiny. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not. It's tiny compared to you.
Yeah, I keep stopping to think about this. My character
You're
is
12 foot
3.5 meters tall.
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, it's like a tiny kitty.
Yeah, this thing's a tiny is a tiny little miniature horse to you. It's
Oh my god.
literally shining bright white, and so like every time you look at it, your eyes are like sore. And it's like low and hunched, unlike a regular horse. Like its shoulders are set quite high on its body, and like it hunches down. and you can see that it's like ripping and tearing at one of these these dark piles, which you're now like recognizing the smell of blood coming off of it, and you realize that it's like some like old bodies that it's like
Oh my god.
tearing into. Yeah. I think what happens is you open the like service panel to that blown engine to have a look, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see. How many of you have read the Mystery of the Amagawa Fault?
Oh no, it rings a bell.
It's you see. I think the first thing you see when you open it is like a green-gray withered thing that looks like a hand, but like all of the bones are kind of like broken and the skin is like withered and mummified, and then you kind of like follow it. You follow it into the machinery, and it's like bent around a piece of machinery, and then you like look further in, and you see like some ribs, and then like a hip, like with like like it's all like bony and emaciated, and the skin is shriveled, and you see and then you peer right in, and you see like right at the back you see this face, and it like stares at you, and it's like its lips are like peeled back from its mouth, and it stares at you almost corpse like, and then it blinks. And then it says in the little old lady voice, somehow without moving its lips, 81,009.
We're getting a new ship.
I replaced the panel.
So yeah, the Niabi, graying crow lady, like ruffles herself down to like so that she's not puffed out, and she's like properly sleek again. She's like, "What can I do for you? I don't have any unguents."
Unguents?
Like potions. Ointments.
I'm not that kind of witch.
Wait, you are a witch?
I never said that either.
Okay. I'd like to say hello.
Hello.
My name is Niabi.
Your name is Niabi.
What might your name be?
Yeah, and she's let me why do I never have my name list open when I need it? Splintering Wheel. GM's stuff. Name list.
Okay, Google crow lady name.
Yeah, right. Name list. There it is. I have a specific name list for this game, so I want to make sure that I'm using it. Yeah, I think she says. Yeah, she says, "My name is Marinold."
That's nice.
And she says, "Are you a witch?"
I don't believe I am.
She's like, funny topic to bring up then.
You need to believe in yourself more.
Perhaps. I'm don't mean to disturb you, but we're looking for someone, and we're hoping that perhaps you can help us find them.
Are they a disturbing person?
I guess we'll find out. Have you heard of the Turtle Man?
Oh, yes. I sent him home.
Home?
Well, as much as... Well, he was very rude.
Oh.
So he is disturbing.
She's like, oh, you have disturbed me, and you said you wouldn't.
I'm very sorry. Do you know where the turtle man lives?
He's a tortoise man, turtle person. He lives in his shell. But not in my house. I've sent him. And she points just like out the door in general. And she's like, I have some tea left though, if you'd like some.
Tea. Yes.
Would anybody like some tea?
I'm sure Val would like some
Yeah,
tea.
Val's like he is quicker. And
There's a lot of you, she says, like looking down the tree. And I think she points to Turi and like turns to Niabi and is like, what's that one?
I'll tell you when I know.
She's like, many of my friends are like this. And in many tea. Don't want it to get cold, especially not with rudeness in the house.
Would it be possible for us to come in and ask you a few more questions about the turtle man?
And she's like, asking me questions? Well, I think that probably sounds lovely. I'd like to ask you some questions also.
I think we may be able to accommodate you in that respect.
She's like, in. And yeah, she like ushers you in, and there's like, yeah, and like it's a little hut. It's got like a steel dish in the center that has like a fire that is like a little like fire a fire dish, if that makes sense. And then above it has like a little like chimney that goes up out of the thing, and like sitting in the coals on the fire in the dish there is like a billy, and so and that is where you can smell now that you're in the house. You can smell that the taste that that Turi tasted before of like a herbal tea made of like things that have been dug up and put in a pot and then heated with water, right? Like there's a bit of dirt still in the pot making the tea. But yeah, it's brewing. There are hanging on the walls. There are like herbs and things drying, but also like grub, like big fat like bread loaf sized grubs. And all about the house. I think there's I don't think any of you have seen. There's like weaving and like and things like that hanging off the walls of like some kind of strange silky. I think Bao would recognize like the chitin web, and she's weaving it into strange into like wool, spinning it into wool and weaving it into like into material on like a loom that is hung off the wall. It's not a loom as such, it's just like a bunch of threads hung on a thing, and then she weaves it like that, and like weaves like these like black and white downy feathers into it to make it like, you know, and you can see that she's like shed little downy feathers around the place, and yeah, and then she has like a little corner that's set up with like a little desk and like little pots and things. But yeah, she brings you in and like bids you to sit in like just on the ground on the boards around the thing, and she like nestles herself down and is like so sometimes when it is raining it makes a loud sound and then there is a flash. Do you know why that is? Cool. A hue and cry is raised because a theft has happened.
Yeah, it has.
I want to know what else. I want to know what else happens with Nethys, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like Nethys, while you're doing your moves, a hue and cry is raised.
Okay, so I think we see Nethys. She's at like the end of her routine, and this is meant to be a move that is like the ultimate like pinnacle of what like a Naga monk should be able to do. So she's like embedded her staff like a foot into the sand, and she's now like coiled around it, and she's trying to like lift herself up to stand and have her tail like perfectly above her as she's like standing on the end of the staff. And so she's like coiling herself up the staff and then up around her own body, and then she hears the cry and she falls.
Yeah. What do you do when you hear
that? She like pulls the staff out of the sand and then like looks to see if she could see where it came from.
Yeah, it came from further up the beach. So I'm imagining this as being. What direction is the court of cups?
West.
West, yeah.
I want to say, and then south is the court of coins.
So this is
the cups' direction is west.
Yeah, cups direction is west. Yeah. So this is a so I think it comes from like further up east up the beach, which is where like the main town itself is, and like there's a bit of beach and then it goes off into like rocks and like more rocky cliffy shoreline and like this then like yeah there's beach on either side of the harbor, yeah. And so yeah, so this cry is going up, and like the people of this town are pretty used to theft, and so it is not long before like they have like a system where they're like someone calls out a theft has like a theft, and then like another calls and then like, just like some random person who isn't like related calls out what has been taken from you, friend? And then like the person like calls back and like lists a bunch like the contents of my cabin, the whole cabin, and then like there's a formal reply from another voice which is we will search for you and we will find it and bring justice, right? Like there's this whole like formal arrangement of how they like do a hue and cry to like look for thieves. And yeah,
the one who is like, we will bring you justice is like totally like the town's priest of justice, right? Like it always has to be that person.
Yeah, it's always that person. And like the reason that it's someone else for the first call is just so that the justice priest like has time to get his shit together.
Yeah, and also so that the justice cult can't just like randomly start like false hue and cries, right?
Yep.
Like
yeah. So yeah, you start seeing people are like going through the town, but it's not like it's a full 5 minutes, and then suddenly it's like there's furniture upon the sand, and the person's like, is it of oak and elm, and you know like describes and like the formal thing of describing what they're of like this is what it would be like if it were mine, and they call back it is as such, and like there's this whole thing, and then there's like and then yeah they're like call guards, these are the stolen goods, and so yeah a bunch of like guards are descending towards your pig room. I think the next morning you're woken by the sound of like a kookaburra laughing in the dawn, as if the outcome of they'd just heard about the things that had happened the day before, and that it was some great joke that was very amusing to them. And as the sun rises, they cannot contain their laughter.